Alright, so welcome back to Marathon-Crossfit for a bit of squats. Okay, so we are here in the warm-up, and I think the title of today's squatting session is Bing Shame. Bing Shame. Bing Shame. Yes, it was a walk of shame, and now I know how Cersei felt in Game of Thrones. In case you don't know what Game of Thrones is or who Cersei is, maybe crawl out from your rock or little cave that you're living in and get on with it. Get the DVD sets from Game of Thrones and watch them, because believe me, you are missing out. Now, that was the first warm-up set with 5 reps, and here we have the second one, while the other guy is just getting his bands ready, to do his chin-ups somewhere out of the picture. And there we go for the setup. Me going down. Now, on this particular day, I just didn't feel really like it. I had a lunch that was really sitting in my stomach. It was a nice lunch though, but when you have that feeling that you basically are about to give birth to an alien, well, that was the kind of feeling that I had on that day. And that was the warm-up with the empty bar, and now we're going to 60 kg paused. As I mentioned, I'm going to my warm-ups and are doing them paused at the moment, just to get a bit more bang for the buck. So there we go, there's a pause, and up again, and down, and up again. Now what you can see here is I already talked about my inflexibility in my legs, especially around my ankles, and here it really shows like the heels are actually coming off the ground. That is not ideal. This is not how you're supposed to do a squat. Yes, if you comment and say this is all over the place, you are right. You are not wrong. So this is not a best case scenario. I still have to stretch. However, also I talked to my guy in the gym there, who is actually owning the gym and, well, is rather professional in my personal opinion. And he said I shouldn't get too worked up about it. I should still work out, just, keep track of that and fix it. So this is 80 kgs paused. Okay, the pause here is a bit shorter, and also here, if you want to get some good tips around how to do paused squats, you can go to Brendan Campbell's channel or to Johnny Candido's channel. Both have different takes on how they teach it. Where Brendan likes to actually stop somewhere midway, whereas Johnny is more going in the deep end. Just check their tips out. I mean, they're more seasoned lifters than I am. And you will be smarter for it. Now here we are working up with a 100 kg squat just to the work sets, which will be 120. Now this was a nice and deep one, raw 100 kg. And here we got 110. Now this is the highlight of the day, because that is a new personal record for me, squatting raw 110 kg. And this one will also be nice and deep. That was nice. So until here, nothing really to worry about, but now with the 120 kgs on and with the reps and with the belt on and my knee sleeves, that is where the shitstorm started. Now for the first set, you see with that rep I'm okay with that one, but you already see I'm wobbling, I have to readjust, it's all over the place, I'm not focused. There's the second rep, also okay but not perfect, not really aggressive. The third squat also, deep enough, and there I'm already taking a breather, I'm really struggling. Also my arms are getting all red, because that is the first time that I'm actually using wrist wraps, and I think I just did them too tight. So that's what happens. You look a bit like a crab, a bit helpless under the way with 120 kg. Now the good part is, about 2 months ago I just could do sets of 3 with those, so that is an improvement in itself. But here in set 2 you already see how everything will fall apart. That was an okay set of 5, not great the first one, but here you see still the first one acceptable in my book, and maybe not for IPF standards, but that is a whole different matter. And then the second also a-okay. Again here, wobble, readjust, like Jesus. And there we have the half squat for the third rep, and then for the fourth rep, I think I'm just doing more like of a quarter rep, whilst waiting for ages with the weight on my shoulders, which is of course also not helping performance. And there I wreck it. So, from there it was just downhill. Like, basically I just did 2 repetitions per set from there for the last 3 sets, with the first rep also always being okay, the second rep like meh, and then the rest just, struggling it through, like, just get this over with. I also had a lot of pain again in the front of my abdomen, especially around the navel. So if any of you has any tips around how to fix that, please leave a comment below, because that is not a really commonly talked about topic. Maybe I have some weaknesses around there, so if anybody knows anything to fix that, much appreciated. I definitely give you a shout out in my other videos if you help me with that one. So here again, like 2 reps, and then just I gave up there on the 5. And then with the last set, I was actually pleased. Why? Because there I refocused again, and at least I was able to get out 2 decent reps rather than completely shitty ones. So you see, some people might say that was also shit, but who cares? And then we have the second one. Now, the whole program, when I went back to 5x5 with a bit more accessory work, like here the reverse hypers, until now I made good progressions, adding up 5 kg each week. So that was really the first FAC up session, in the whole thing. So here we go for 10 repetitions of reverse hypers with 20 kg, attacking my lower back. I actually don't know what is that there on the ground. Looks a bit gross. Didn't notice it at the time, but anyway. And then we have deadlifts, speed, 70 kg. That is about 50% of my work sets at the moment. Trying to get my back a bit lower than I normally do, because I'm not lowering it enough. I know I also can't lower it too much, because then the deadlift becomes a back squat. There are enough in videos on YouTube explaining you why that is a bad idea. But definitely look it up if you're just starting out with lifting. So here the walk of shame just continues. That is 25 kgs for single press over the shoulder. So with the right arm, it's actually okay, but you will see when I switch to the left arm, after I've also gone completely red in the face, that, you will see that I just also struggled with that one. So, there we switch, up it goes, and now getting some balance and wrapping it out as best as I can. Going to full extension there. And you see already that I tried to touch the shoulder with the dumbbell so that I'm ensuring a full range of motion. And there we go, breakdown. Yay. Yep. And back again. Yeah. See, not really moving it, not bringing it to full lockout. So, that was just like, that was 25 kg. I did 4x10 for this one. I actually scaled back after this set to 22.5 because it was just no use. But I wrapped the last one out there to full extension, just because it annoyed me. So that was that for single arms. And then I went up in weight for the isobar bicep curls from 8 kg to 9 kg. And that went actually okay. But also that is not really like, this one is not about how much weight you use. This is actually how much pump you get out of it. So do these ones clean, focused, do a full range of motion and a slow range of motion. Be professional about it rather than, being all over the place, swaying with your back to get the weight up. That's not the idea of the isobar curls. And you see, it actually gave me quite a good burn in the arms. So, it doesn't always have to be like as big as possible when you're using dumbbells. So that is that, and I hope you enjoyed it, and leave a comment, if you want to see anything else. Bye then.